Hello, Yuri. Welcome back. So this is the final part of our lesson, and it's going to require you to use your notes and to just take that next step in thinking, um, rather than just reading and writing notes about what you've read. Okay, here we go. You're going to need your colouring pens or pencils. I want to see these Olympic rings. Draw them nice and big in your book. Maybe you want to take up a whole page to do this. I want each ring, and remember, we're going to need to be able to write inside them. So nice and big. We're going to have individuals, we're going to have economics, and we're going to have war. Those are the three causes I want us to focus on during this whole unit. For the Romans, we looked at individuals, economics, and war, and we're going to do it for medieval technology as well. And I'll give you an answer for this in just a moment. Make sure your rings are nice and big and you can write inside them. 2 minutes. Draw those 5 rings only. Pause now and do that. So now you should have your 5 rings drawn in your book, nice and big, so you can write your notes within them. You will need the blue, black, and red ring for sure. If you have any more ideas about factors that change technology, you can use the yellow and green ring. But I want everybody to think of ways that individuals, economics, and warfare change technology. And to help you, I've done a little bit for the individuals ring, the blue ring. William the Conqueror, obviously, without his invasion, there would be no castles and no military technology changed in the way that he changed it, with knights, etc. You could also have the two people responsible for the printing press in Europe and in England. I'm not going to say who they were. You're going to have to check your notes or check the slides to do that. Then the black ring, I want economics, how to trade, create change. You can look at the textiles industry, for example. And then finally, in the red ring, warfare. How did warfare change technology? Obviously, go back to 1066 again. Look through your notes, write down individuals that change technology, how economics change technology, and how warfare changed technology. Okay. Give yourself about 10 minutes to do this. Pause the video here and do that now. Okay, you should have in the blue ring individuals: William the Conqueror, Johannes Gutenberg, William Caxton, all important people who changed technology in some way. In the black ring, you should have the textiles trade, the fulling mill, the loom. Okay, these things were created to produce better wool to sell. Okay, and that is how economics changed that technology. Need to make better wool to sell created change in the technology of textiles. In the red ring, in the warfare ring, of course, you could write about 1066 and how warfare created knights, longbows, how castle building created siege engines, such as the trebuchet. Many, many things you could put in that red circle, in the warfare circle. In the last 2 circles, yellow and green, you could have other things. Trade, well, you could put trade in the black circle, economics, but you could say trade with China brought over things such as paper, I mentioned a few times. Cannons also came from China, and this is just simply because of trade with China. Anyway, some ideas for your circles. I hope that you understand that. If there are any questions, please drop me an email. Okay, we're going to use this throughout this unit and in the future as well. So please, we need to make sure that we understand how to do these factors and use these Olympic rings properly. And I will also I will get in touch individually if you've got problems using these Olympic rings and I see in your submitted work. I'll let people know. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. Last thing then, A written question. I can already hear the groans. Don't worry, this is the very last thing you're going to do. Please write down the question and underline it. In the medieval era, which factor had the biggest impact on the change technology and why? Just like last time, very straightforward. Finish the sentences, okay? Use those three rings, individuals, economics, warfare, to answer the question. Okay, one of those things will have changed technology more than the others, in your opinion. Okay, I'm going to say 5 to 10 minutes to do that question, and then we'll come on to this. Pause the video now. Final thing then, the end of the medieval era. Although people like to refer to the Middle Ages as being dirty and dark and not very enlightened, it was quite the opposite, as you've seen. There was lots of technology blooming, lots of new ideas, but it is overshadowed by our next period, the Renaissance period, where things really kick up a gear. And you'll be looking at that period next week in the next lesson. Finally, before you go, the inventions from the top of the lesson. Number 1 is a clock. Number 2 are writing utensils, writing equipment for illuminating manuscripts. Number 3 is gunpowder and a powder horn for your cannon. Number 4 is an Anglo-Saxon jewel. It's unique. It is called the Alfred jewel because it belonged to King Alfred. It says it around the edge. And this is actually something you attach to the end of a long piece of ivory or ebony, perhaps, or something like that, some fancy wood or material, and you use it to point at your letters that you're reading on a page. Number 5 is a spinning tool for spinning thread. And number 6 is a deconstructed astrolabe for reading the planets, etc. Okay, that's the end. Before you go, please submit your homework via Show My Homework, either as a Word document or a photo of your work on paper. Do not send me back the slides of this lesson. Okay, please, please, if you've come this far and you've used your PowerPoint to do it, you've done it wrong. I said at the beginning, use a Word document or a piece of paper. That is how I want this submitted. Any problems or questions, please email your teacher. I am really looking forward to seeing what you have come up with. And that's it. Have a really good week. Take care of yourselves and your families, and stay safe. Okay, bye.